And so when I was the very first time doing link building, I spent the first 3 or 4 months painting those pictures. And I believe I generated 1 or 2 links.
This is Time for Marketing, the marketing podcast that will tell you everything you've missed when you didn't attend the marketing conference. Hello and welcome to the Time for Marketing podcast, the podcast that invites the best marketing conference speakers to come and sum up their presentations in 5 minutes. It's 2020. Happy New Year to everyone. And my name is still Peter, and I'll still be your host for this podcast episode. If you would like to know more what is going on the podcast, you can visit the timeformarketing.com website when you have forum where you can subscribe to our email newsletter or just subscribe to this podcast. And if you want to talk to me, you can find me on my webpage seos.si. Enough about me. I hope you're having a wonderful new year. With me today is Alexandra Tachalova. Alex, hello and welcome.
Hello, Peter. Thanks for having me. Such a pleasure and honor being here today.
I'm very glad that you are here with us. Where are you located?
I'm based in St. Petersburg, which is not in Florida, but in Russia. So, we are based on the same continent with you, not really far away from you.
True. Russia sounds very cold. Is it unbelievably cold right now?
No, it's not unbelievably cold. I guess we are going to have Christmas and New Year without snow. Right now it's +3, +4, 5.
All right.
Just rainy.
Nice. Alex, you are the founder of the Digital Olympus Conference. Tell us a bit more about the conference and tell us a bit more what you do in your everyday job life.
So, first of all, let's chat a little bit about the Digital Olympus Conference that's going to happen on the 6th of April in Krakow, which is based in Poland. So, we have very, I think, inspiring lineup. We have a leader, Solis among our speakers, Luka Железny, Fernando Angur, Leonardo Saroni from Booking, Judy Sled, and many other quite well-known experts. And I think we are very affordable conference because the cost per our pass per pass is less than $100. That's more or less about Digital Olympus Conference, and hope to see you guys. Maybe. By the way, you don't even need to go to our conference. You could also join us online because we do a free live stream. So even if you can't come personally, then you have an option to join us just online. So when talking about what I do besides Digital Olympus, I do link building. So I have a quite small agency, and it's just under the same brand, under Digital Olympus. And actually we built links mostly for B2B clients. And so that's what I think I know very well, and that's my areas of expertise, and that's the reason why I'm talking about link building quite a lot and write about link building. I've recently actually delivered a post for the Moz blog about the economics of link building. I highly recommend checking it out. Get tons of positive feedback. People were writing to me across different channels, and they really loved this topic because not a lot of experts sharing it, the real cost of link building and why, different options cost differently. So that's a good one, I think. Let me add one more thing about my personal life. If you go to any of my social media channels, you'll find me and my horse. So I'm really into horse riding. I'm in particular dressage. So that may be my second passion after digital marketing.
Let's go to your presentation. You spoke, you speak at a lot of different events, but I contacted you because you spoke at the DMSS in Bali in 2019
Yeah,
with.
that was my excuse to go to Bali.
That is a lot of people's excuse to go to Bali. It's business, right? And I can write it off on business expenses.
Yeah.
Your presentation title was How to Stop Following Best Practices and Start Getting Links. Alex, here are your 5 minutes for your presentation.
I was talking about how exactly we build links here at Digital Olympus, what we do. And first of all, we don't follow any best practices. So if you go to to Google on quite well-known digital marketing blog, you'll find tons of posts that sharing how to do link building, like XXX best link building strategy that you need to do today or tomorrow. So don't do that because they are quite useless, being honest. The reason behind it that they're overused, and and that's also I have something more to share here besides I think they're useless because we've already tried them and they don't work. But besides me, there are some data. So for instance, some time ago, Brian Dean teamed up with Pitchbox, which is an outreach tool, and they analyzed thousands of email outreach pitchers. And so, they found out that the average response rate is quite low, below 9%. So that's the reason why I think doing link building by following those strategies is not the right way to go. Because let's imagine if you send 100 emails, you might get only 1 or 2 links, because response rate, any link builder knows that response rate doesn't equal to getting a link. So what I suggest doing, first of all, what we don't do, definitely we don't send mass emails because they have a quite poor response rate. Instead of this, I would recommend going to people that are already aware about your brand, so with whom you've already established relationship. The reason behind it that they are much more responsive and eager to communicate with you, so your emails won't be ignored. Plus, they know you, they trust you, so you could try to to get a link from them. Well, for sure, it's not just because you're so good and your content is so good. You need to give them something back, obviously, because people understand the value of links. So my recommendation will be, if you want to work with those that do it, really do link building. And so that's actually the most beneficial way of doing it, because if you partner up with companies that doing link building on a scale, so they're also massively investing in this process, then you could build much more links because they know more people, they write to more blogs, but you need to return them links back. And that's where we are coming to an indirect links exchange. So you need to contribute to other blogs, but not to build links because it's very expensive. Well, for sure, you could do this, but it's much more it makes much more sense to do it, to return links back to people that could also generate links. So you are doing indirect links exchange. Well, for sure, not only links can be here as something valuable for people. Some want a connection. The rest of others would help you, for instance, your clients. If you are checking your circles, so what you do, you check your clients, your social media followers, your partners as well. So anyone who basically knows your brand and aware about your existence. And so, if you talk about clients, they might want something like your swags. They might want so you send them your swags and get a link. Well, for sure, don't do like the majority of people do, sending here's what a standard email outreach. How does it look like? So, for instance, I delivered this awesome blog post, and I've been following you for ages, and that's the reason why you need to give me a link back. Well, quite stupid. They don't own you, I think, so don't do that. Instead of this, what I would recommend doing, first of all, connect with them and do something valuable for them So for instance, like link back to them, send them some threads, and only after this ask whether there is any chance to link back to your awesome, insightful blog post. So that's very much it. And the last tip will be, if you want to find people that write across various blogs within your niche, and most probably they're doing link building because that's the reason why they write to different blogs on a regular basis. Go to BuzzSumo, export the list of contributors, because BuzzSumo allows you on the most popular blogs, and then search via those author names inside BuzzSumo. So going back to BuzzSumo, and see whether they write across different blogs or only write on this one particular. So your goal is to find those that write across quite big number of blogs, like me. For instance, I write on different blogs like Mo, Search Engine Journal, Co-Marketing, Conversion, Excel, and etc. So that's very much it.
Okay, excellent. Alex, how important do you feel are links still in SEO? And even more, are they getting more important or less in the last years?
I think there should be one more guy here that there will be a very interesting conversation, because I'm sure for sure I say links the main reason why sites are ranking at the top of Google results, and then we need an opponent here, someone who is truly believe that technical SEO on site SEO that the reason why sites are ranking. So I believe the thing here that I know how to build links, and I see that when we build links to our clients' websites, clients' pages, they grow. I see how it works. That's the reason why I believe that links are really important. However, I don't really do technical SEO, so I don't see any correlations between technical SEO. I'm not observing them because I don't do that. But each time I just meet people that do technical SEO, they're sharing no, you don't need links, you only need to just to nail your code or whatever it is. But there are one more very important thing that everyone should remember. If you have a small website, it's not a big e-commerce brand, you don't have tons of pages, I don't think nailing your technical offsite SEO would help you, really change the situation, especially if we are talking about highly competitive niches like IT, digital marketing or something like that. So you could do you could do whatever you want with your website, make it very fast, make it very beautiful in terms of your code, but unless you have links, it's not going to work.
Especially business-to-business websites are usually such a way, right? Small content.
Yeah, just because your competitors are doing this. So the problem with all those things that related to links, if people around you within your niche heavily invest in link building, then Google sees it and reacts on those kind of, that kind of additional forces that are impacting the SERPs. So that the problem is. Well, if imagine no one would be doing link building, then I could imagine that links won't be so important because Google will be looking at other factors. But since we have links, and links are the core of Google algos still, because they are kind of recommendations. We are recommending something like in real life. When I recommend something and I'm a trustworthy source, because for instance, I recommend something because I really know a thing in digital marketing. I'm a trustworthy. So people believe me. That's the same with links. When you're a trustworthy website and you say okay, I link to this website, you basically say that the website that you're linking to is also trustworthy. And that's how Google, evaluates things.
So probably links are going to be important for always. Another question.
I think so, yeah.
If I'm a company and now, where is the distinction when should I decide to find someone from the outside to help me with my link building, and when should I do it by myself in-house? Is the size of the website the criteria, or when should I look for someone to help me with my link building?
I guess when it comes to digital marketing, I'm a big believer that you need to try it on your own. So when I have potential client that tell me like, look, we might hire you or might not because we are right now considering doing it on our own. I say like, look, do it on your own, because you see how it's it's hard. First of all, then if you see how it's hard, then you might see a value in my services. So, you just, you try it, you see that it's very hard, because it's very hard. You barely, if you even if you do like guest blogging, it's very expensive. So you would just spend the very few months just trying to pitch something to someone and receive a lot of no, most probably. But the thing with link building, when I think you need to outsource these type of things, well, first of all, when you want to do it faster, so you hire an agency, because the main reason why people hire an agency like us, or agencies like other guys, because they've already established those relationships. So they want to just capitalize on what we've already done. Basically, we could build, starting from the very first month, we could build up to 30 links per client. So we've already know people. So we just simply send emails and they say, okay, we will do this. They need to do everything from scratch. And so when I was the very first time doing link building, I spent the first 3 or 4 months painting those pictures, and I believe I generated 1 or 2 links. So a few links, that was all. I was very frustrated, and I was like, why? Just because you need to spend around 2-3 years establishing those relationships, and then everything is easy peasy. So also the second situation, when you need an agency, when you need very specific links. So you've already a well-known company, and you don't need average links. You need very specific links to very specific pages. So for instance, category, or might be even commercial pages. Then you could try to go to a kind of link building agency and ask them whether they could help you. Because we have such clients from an enterprise sector. They are very well-known company, but they want to rank better by their specific their category pages, because that's their commercial pages. That's where all their revenue streams coming. And yes, in some cases you could do this. Yeah, the best thing about email, personalized email outreach, is that you could even build links to those pages as well. Not for each and every company, but if we are talking about well-known, and if you know people, you could do this. So we have we have a few clients for whom we are building links to commercial pages.
Excellent.
So yeah.
All right. I think that's it. Alex, if people would like to contact you and talk to you more about link building, where can people find you?
So that might be LinkedIn. But please, if you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, write down a short message. I have over 200 connections that are pending. And so, I just want to be sure that I am not going to skip your connection request. So just write down something like, I heard your podcast, something like that. And that's the reason I'd love to connect. I just greatly appreciate it. Or you can just go straight to Twitter, which allows you to connect with me directly by following me and asking me questions there without sending any stupid requests to connect.
All right. Thank you for being on the podcast. I'll add all of the links about the stuff that you talked about in the show notes. and we'll also add your
Cool.
presentation into the show notes. So if people want to go deeper into the content, they can do
Awesome.
that. One more thing, do you have future conferences lined up? Where can people find you if they want to see you speaking live?
So I think the biggest one that I have in my calendar is Brighton SEO in April. So if you'll be around, if you plan to come to Brighton SEO, hope to see you there. And for sure, I'll be speaking about link building, which is a quite hot topic right now. It's on the rise. If you're based closer to me in Eastern Europe, then SEO's RAS in Bratislava, right? I think so, in Bratislava, will be in February. And so, well, our own conference. I won't be speaking there, but I'll be there. I'll be just taking care of technical things at Digital Olympus. And if you're based somewhere in Poland, hope to see you at our own event.
All right. That is a lot of opportunities. Okay, Alex, thank you very much for being on the podcast. It was great talking to you and hope to see you around.
Hope to see you, Peter. Thank you very much for having me and have a lovely Christmas mood.